Hey guys, welcome back to Selenium with Java November 2022 batch online training session 6. In today's session, I will cover the important topic from the Java. So this will be the last topic from the Java. So already 3 sessions covered and this will be the final topic. Here I will try to cover the Java input output operation, then Java collection framework or JCF, where I will try to cover array list, linked list, hash set, tree set and hash map. And the last important thing will be covered is Java multithreading. So, what is Java input output operation? Means with the help of the Java input output operation, right? I can create some folder, I can create some file, right? I can check the file details, folder detail, I can delete the file, right? I can read the file, I can write the file. So in today's session, I will work with the text file, and definitely if you want to do operation on the Excel file, you need to take help from the Apache PY as well. So that will be covered in the upcoming session, right? Whenever I'll be covering the framework part, data driven, keyword, hybrid driven, there will be covering the Excel read and writing the data. So file handling in Java implies reading from and writing data to a file. There's a file class available in Java which will allow user to work with different format of the file, right? You can read the file, you can write the file. There are important methods available in Java, right? In the file class, can read, through which you will be able to check whether it's readable or not. Can write, you can check whether it's writable or not, right? Create new file, you can create some file. Delete, you can delete file or folder. You can, with the help of the exist method, you can check whether the file or folder is existing or not. Get name, you can get the name of the file. Get absolute path, it will return the absolute part of the file. Length method will return the size of the file, and mk directory will create the some folder structure. So first try to create some folder, right? Then we will create some file and we will try to work on the file. So how we can create a folder? So let's go to that Eclipse here. I have already created a project, class session 6, right? So there's a file class available. So with the help of the file class, I will try to create a folder, right? So here I can create an instance called file and then new file. Here I can give the path of the folder, right? So say I want to create some folder here. So that is the folder already created, right? Here I want to create some folder, right? Say the folder name will be, say, what is today's date? 3rd December. So that is the way I want to create the folder. Right? So that is the path I need to give it. After that, you could see some error messages coming. So I need to import the file class which is available from the Java, right? Java.io package. Then here I need to call it, and I need to call the method called mk directory, right? Here I can create the file. So it will, if you want to kind of print something, you can print here in the console that file created successfully. So now if you run your project, run your class with the help of the Java application, you will definitely able to see the output here, but that file should be created, right, with the help of the mk directory method, right? So if you go here, you could see that file got created in the Selenium trading folder, which was empty initially. Here nothing will be there, right, because we are just creating the folder here, right? Then, right, you can check whether the file is existing or not already or not, right? Sometime you can check the existence, after that you can create the file if the file is not existing, and you can delete the file as well. So the file is created, so no need to create anymore, right? So that I can comment out that one. So I will just provide the path here, and after that I will be creating a boolean variable, boolean a, say, and I want to check whether the file is exist or not. So that is the file, then dot exist, right? That is the method I can call. So it will be giving me boolean value or true or false. Then I can check whether the folder, if the folder exists or not, right? So I can give some if loop, if in case e equal to true, right? Then my condition will be, in case it is true, means exists, right? So so folder exists, right? Else, that is the loop, if else loop, right? Folder does not exist. right? So let's try to run the code and let's see. So it is not creating the folder, it is just taking the folder path, right? You could see output is coming as folder exist, and definitely folder is existing here, right? It is existing here. Okay, now I can delete the folder. Okay, so how we can delete it? So I need to here, I need to first remove it, then we can check the folder exists. Now it will not be exist, so file dot delete, right? Or delete on exit, right? So it will be, in case it is a deleted, and then I can check whether the existing or not. Definitely now it will not exist, so it will go here loop, right? Okay, you could see folder does not exist. Now if you go here, you could see folder removed here. So with the help of the Java operation, right, you can create the folder structure also. Now we'll see how you can create the file as well. So similar way here, instead of the folder, right, I can give some name, test1.txt, so that it will create that test1.txt file, right? So here I can comment out file delete. So here I need to call the method called file dot, which method create new file instead of folder, right? So I'll be creating a new file. After that, what error coming? I need to surround with throws declaration. Here I can give some exception, because whenever you want to do with the Java especially this file class, you need to throw some exception, otherwise it will not, because the file sometime, right, it's already created, already open, all this stuff. That is the reason Java is so giving some the exception, automatically need to handle them. Now if the file be exist, so it will be instead of folder I can make it file, right? Here file exist, file does not exist. You could see file exists. Now if you go here, you could see test1.txt file got created, right? It is a text document. If you go to the properties, you could able to see it's 0 byte. No wording is there, only the file got created, right? Now if you want to get the other details, right, here, right, whether the readable, writable, absolute path, all this stuff, or you can delete the file if you want to delete it with the help of the delete method. So automatically it will not be removed here from that particular part. You can check whether the readable, writable, all this stuff, right? So now no need to create it here once more time, was already created. I can comment out this path here, this line of code. So now here I can check, right, so file dot, you can see can read, can write, right, exist, get absolute path, right? So let's try to check it can read, readable or writable, all this stuff. Dot can write, right, you can get the path here, dot get absolute path, get name, right, all this stuff, and also dot get name file dot, I think there's a method called size dot hidden, also you can check, right, whether there is a file or not, right, length, there is a method which will give you the length of the file, so it will be 0 byte only, right? So now you could see if you're running the code, so this is the method, you can just give a try. So true means readable, writable, right, absolute path, this is the absolute path here, this is the only name, this is the length. So that is the way, right, you can deal with that. I mean, no need to go through the file, right? From the code itself you can able to know that what are the things already there in the file or not. Okay, with that is the importance operation you can perform with the file along with folder. Then next thing is that, right, I want to read, add some data, right? Then I want to read the data as well, right? So let's try to add some data, how to write the data in the file. So first thing is that, right, you need to give the path of the file, already created, which is already created. Otherwise you can create it once more time in case it is not there. Then so whenever you will be writing the data, you need to call the buffer writer, right, and file writer. Okay, similarly if you want to read the file, you need to use file reader and the buffer reader. So here I will be creating an object here for the file writer, right, because I want to write it always. When adding means writing, right, writer fl file fw equal to new file writer, and you need to give the file reference. Here you need to give the file reference. So some error will be coming because that is the class you need to import from the java.io package. Then you need to use buffer writer. So writer bw equal to new buffered, right, buffered writer, and here you need to give the difference of the file writer fw. Now again we need to import the buffer writer from the java.io package. Then suppose say in case I want to do, I add something, right, so I can store it some string. So data variable, so suppose say welcome to Java, right. So that is the way you can write the data. So after that you need to call that buffer writer, then variable, then there will be a method called write, right. So you could see write string, right, that is the string you can pass it. So what is the string? I dot. Then I need to close buffer writer first, bw dot close, and then I need to close the file writer, fw dot close. I think that is the line of code you need to write, and also we need to close the file. No, that's fine. I think buffer writer is fine. No, file is not required. Now if you run your code, yeah, so it's executed, there is no error. Now if you go here, you could see, right, is modified at 6:47 p.m. that is in the current time, right. Now if you go here, you could see that KB size is 1 KB instead of 0 KB, right. Now if you open it, right, you could see welcome to Java. So that is the way, right, whatever string you want to do it, so that will be, you can add it. Next is, right, I want to read the data, right. Suppose say manually I can update it as well, right, or I want to read the data. Then how can I read it? So I mean write the part is done. So for the writing you need to always call the buffer file writer and the buffer writer. Then next is the reading part. So here I already mentioned, right, you need to call file reader instead of file writer, file reader. Because you want to read it. So here I can make it fr file reader. Similar way here it will be file reader. Otherwise the thing will be same. And also buffer reader, right? Buffer reader. So here I will do buffer reader. Buffer reader. Buffer reader, that is the variable, equal to new buffer reader here. Here I need to keep the file reader reference. So some error message will be there. I need to import that buffer reader from the java.io package. Then next one will be that I need to give some loop, right? I want to read the line by line, right? So here I need to give some condition while. So I maybe I need to create some variable, right? So say string right, the file or text file, text data, that is the variable where I want to store it, right, and then I want to print it out. So I will be giving a condition while, so while in case, right, whatever variable I have declared, that variable, how it will read the data, so it will be reading buffer reader dot, there is a method called read line, you could see that is the read line method. So in case that it is reading line and it is definitely not equal to null, so I can give one more bracket here, one second, equal to br dot read line, and here I want to give, in case it is null, definitely there is no point, right, of reading it, because it cannot read anything, right, not equal to null. So in case only it is not equal to null, then only it will read it. So here I need to give one more bracket here. So first reading it, and after that is verifying. In case it is not null only, then it will print it out, right. So here I need to give it, it will print out, then the console. So that is the thing, it will printing out. And after that I need to close the buffer reader dot close, and also file reader buffer dot close. Otherwise it will create lot of noise, because here you are using standalone, that is the reason. Otherwise same file multiple person can access it, right, in case you are not closing it, right. In case you are still opening it, it might create problem in case you are holding the kind of your right attachment for that file, it create lot of noise for the other user. So that is the reason, always whenever you are creating all this kind of stuff, you need to close it at the end of the program. Now if you want to run it, you're able to see here, welcome to Java, right, it is printing in the console. Now let's go here and let's welcome to Java, say I am updating here something called 3rd December, right, and I can save it. So now if you want to run it again, so definitely you could able to see that automatic updated value is printing out. So that is the reason, right, you can create the folder. So folder, definitely it's only the folder creation part, right, and then you can existing of the folder, then in case it exists you can remove it as well. Sometime you can create some file in the any folder location, you can check the different properties, right, you can readable, writable path, the length of the file, then you can try to add some value in the file, right, and definitely you can try to read the data from the file also, the updated data. So that is the multiple operation you can do for the specific input output operation for the Java, and that is a related text file only, but I have mentioned, right, the related to the Excel file. So that will be covered in the upcoming session, because for that you would require Apache PY to be installed, right, and with the help of that you can deal with that. So that will be covered in the framework session only. So any questions guys from the file, Java input output operation? Yeah, Ananda. We can give it, but while will more significant, because while it is not null only, then it will be there. But yeah, I did not use if here, but yeah, maybe you can try it. You need to maybe update the code. Okay, yeah, you can give it a try. A lot of thing is there, right? If loop also there, if the thing is there, else it will not print anything. Right? That also you can do. Okay, not be a problem. But that is more significant here. That is the reason I used while. One more easiest one, because I am not giving any else, right? That is the reason you can use the while sometimes instead of if. Yeah. Because my objective is, in case the thing is there, I want to read it, right? That is the thing. But in case it's something you are giving it, or if also you can give it, not be a problem, I think so. If you change it to if, it also should work, right? Let's see. Yeah, it's coming. Right now, if you want to remove the data from here, let's see whether that else part is also triggering. No data. Okay, if else also working. Yeah, any other questions, guys? Okay, we'll go to the very important topics today, because that is the Java collection framework. So I already mentioned, right, in the interview also majority of the questions will come from the array, string, right, then the Java collection framework, then Java input output operation, and then collection framework, and then Java multithreading, right? So that is the thing. Definitely interviewer will ask the question. So if you are really confident enough, then definitely any kind of Java question you can ask. Also, if you want, they also give some program to write. Also, you can write it. That not be a problem. So initial day, right, you already seen, right, how what is character all about. So it is only one digit. After that, from the character you can convert it to string, right, then you can do some array. So in the array you see, right, whenever we are defining the array, right, we are just giving the size of the array, right. And apart from that, in the wrapper class you already seen, right, that Java does not understand the data type concept, because those are not the class, those are just simply data types. So that with the help of the wrapper class we have converted the data type to the relevant wrapper class. So that was the two problem, right, we already faced. So to implement this thing, right, Java collection framework will came into the market. So whenever you are defining the collection framework, right, you no need to kind of specify any kind of size, right, initially, because in case of the array you need to define the size. Suppose say if you define the size as a 4, so it can only contain 4 elements. But suppose you are having 3 elements, so the fourth element also it will take the default value of the data type. In case it's an integer, it will null, string, it is a, sorry, it is a integer 0, it is a double 0.0 string null, like that. But here in the collection, right, we will not define the size. It will take the size based on the runtime, whatever value we are defining. In case you are giving 3 values, so it automatically will take the size as 3. In case you are defining 10 value, it automatically it will try to take the size. So you can add, right, 0, 1 to any number of data, like close to 1000 data also. Right? That is the thing. So that is the kind of importance of the Java collection framework, or the JCF. So the collection in Java is a framework which provides an architecture to store and manipulate the group of objects. And with the help of the collection framework, suppose you want to store any kind of data, you can do it. After that, you can sort, you can search, right? You can update the value, you can kind of read and write the value as well. So collection framework is a unified architecture for representing and manipulating collection. All collection should contain the three important things. One is called interface, the next one is called classes of the implementation, and third one is the algorithm of the method. So you already know about the interface, right? It is a 100% abstract class in nature, right? So these are the abstract data type that represent collection. Interface allow collection to be manipulated independently of the details of the representation. In object-oriented programming language, interfaces generally form a hierarchy. And classes means because the interface we cannot implement anywhere, right? We would require some classes to implement it. So these are the classes that Java collection will framework for the relevant to the interfaces. An algorithm is the method, right? Suppose you want to add, delete, kind of modify all this stuff, right? Sorting. So these are the different methods that collection framework will provide. So this is the three important thing: interfaces, implementation of the classes, and then algorithm or the method, right? Primarily, collection framework will be using for searching, sorting, insertion, manipulation, deletion of the data. Right. There are a lot of interfaces and lot of classes available. That is the diagram. You can just remember it. Right. So I mean, blue color is the interfaces and the green color is the classes. So you already know class to class it extends, but class to interface, right? It's always implements, right? So list is the interface, queue is interface, set, dequeue, sorted set, collection, and the iterable. All the interfaces is reaching to iterable interface. So that is the parent interface here. And the array list, linked list, right? Vector, stack, all are implementing to the list interface. Array queue, dequeue interface. Priority queue is the queue interface. And again, queue interface to extending to dequeue interface extending to queue interface. Similarly, has set, link has set, implementing to set interface. T set is implementing to sorted set, and sorted set also implementing to set interface. So that is the architecture, important architecture you need to understand, right? So interface to interface also extend, class to interface it implement, and class to class it extends. So that is the thing interviewer might ask the question as well. So iterable interface is the parent one, right? Is the root interface for all the collection classes. The collection interface extend the iterable interface, and therefore all the subclass of the collection interface also implements the iterable interface. Then the collection interface will come where all the primary interface will extend it, right? Then the list interface. So in case you want to store the data, so list interface will store the data in the same way, right? Same order. Set interface, but list interface can contain the duplicate data also, but set interface cannot contain duplicate data, it will contain unique data along with null. But the problem is that in the set, right, you cannot guarantee the ordering. Suppose you are entering 1 2 3 4, but whenever you want to print it, it can give 5 3 2 3 1 like that. So there is no ordering, it will follow, it will just give the data in the unique way. That is the reason sorted set came into the market and came to the picture, which is giving, right, unique value. In case you want to give duplicate value, it will not allow, only it will contain the unique value, but it will giving you the sorted way, like ascending to descending order. Queue is the fast in fast out order, and DQ is the double ended queue, means not only fast in fast out, but from the both side you can do the operation, means both side you can add, both side you can update, both side you can remove it. So that is the way DQ is more faster than the queue. Okay, so this is the importance of the Java collection interfaces. Then I will discuss about the Java ArrayList class. So if you go to the diagram here, you could see the ArrayList, right? ArrayList is implementing to list interface, means list means whatever way ordering you are doing it, right, same order it will be displaying the value which can contain the duplicate value as well. But whenever we are talking about the linked list, you could see it is implementing both the list and DQ interface, means list interfaces properties is coming, which is the, right, which is the, I mean any kind of value it can hold, and it will be ordered way, and it can contain duplicate value. But DQ means from the both side you can do the operation, right? Instead of fast in fast out, sorry, last in LIFO technique, last in fast out, instead of that you can double in it queue, both side will be open, and you can do the operation, right, remove addition from the both side. So that is the primary difference. So if you are able to understand the diagram, you can easily understand the logic also, right? Similarly, tree set, you could see only, sorry, hash set, it's only implementing to set interface, right? So what does it mean, set? So it will be unique value, but it does not guarantee any kind of ordering. So whatever order you are entering, any kind of order, random order, it can give in as the output. But tree set is implementing sorted set, and sorted set is also implementing set. So tree set is having the feature from set and sorted set. So set means unique value, and sorted means in sorted way. So that is the way, if you are able to go through the diagram. So this is the mostly used, right? Vector, stack, priority queue, DQ, all this stuff not majorly used. But ArrayList, linked list, treeset, and hashset, these are the important classes majorly used. So that is the reason I have tried to cover you. But if you know that there is no majority of the change, so based on the logic only it will change. Otherwise, operation will be similar type of that. So we will try to understand the array list, right? So array list allow duplicate value. Array list maintains the insertion order. If you want to sort it, there is a methods available called sort. With the help of that, we can sort it also. So now you could able to let's try to create some array list here. So how can you create it? So it will be array list, right? Here you need to give the wrapper class. I told, right, because it will not work with data type. So I cannot provide int, it will not keep it, right, it will not work. So I need to give the wrapper class, right? Then I can create an object here, l equal to new array list. So that is the way you can create a array list, which is the integer type. Now you can error message is coming, so I need to import the array list from the Java util package. Then I can add the data. So you could see, try to understand the concept here. We are not defining any size, right? That is the size, not, it's a not an array, but it's an array list which is coming from the collection framework and which is implementing multiple interfaces, right? So now I can define the data dot add. So because it is integer, you could see, so I can add, suppose say 20, right? I can add again because it can contain duplicate value. I already told, that is the concept of the array list, but set will not contain any duplicate value. So let's give 30, let's give 40, let's give 50, and let's one duplicate 20. So that is the way I can give the value, right? Then before adding any value, if you want to get the size of the array list, so it will be giving it, right, no size, right, null. So al dot size, so it will be not giving any size. Sorry here, oh, control X. And after adding the value, if you want to get the size, you can definitely get the size, right? Now if you want to print out, so you can use for loop, but here I will show you how you can use the enhanced for loop as well in the collection framework. So here integer I equal to 0, it will start from the I equal to 0, then it will go till I less than size, right? Because it is going from the 0, so definitely in case size is 5, it will go till 4, right? Al dot size, so that is the reason it will less than size, then I plus plus. Then I can print it out simply so al dot get of I. For every I want to print it out, right? So now you are, whatever way ordered you are giving the value is same order, the same value will be displayed here in the console. So initially size is 0, right? After adding the value, you could see the size is 5, and whatever way ordered we have given it, right, the same way it's coming here. But if you want to sort it, right, it will be sorted also. So there is a app available called sort, so I need to call the collections dot sort. Okay, so you could see this sort here, and I need to give here that array list, so it will be sorted out. Now if you want to print it out the value, so you could see it will sort it like ascending order, right? 20 20 30 40 50, like that sorted way. So that is the way, right, you can deal with the array list. Now next question will come, in case I want to add one more data, is it possible? Yes, it is possible. That is the beauty of the collection framework, right? You no need to give any size. Whatever way you will be adding the data, that is the size it will take. Now let's try to run it. You could see now again sorted order. Now it's change element size got changed to 6 because now it is having 6 data here, right? Now next thing is that, right after adding the value and after printing it out, can I add one more value? Can I remove the value? Can I update the value? So that is also possible, right? Let's try to add maybe let's try to add one more value here. So array list dot add, again maybe I am adding 70, so it will be added after all of that, right? Now here al dot remove, right? You could see, so here you need to give the index, so that is the first index 0, that is first, that is second, third, fourth, and fifth index. If you want to remove it, so you need to give the indexing as 5, right? So it will be removed, and now 70 will be added, 50 will be removed, sorry, that will be removed, 21 20 will be removed, or if you give it to 4, so 50 will be removed, right? And now if you want to update it, right, how you can update it? So al dot set So suppose say for the 0th one, instead of 20 I want to make it 200. So I need to give a 0th index here and value will be 200. So that is the way I can do it, and after that again I can print it out here. Let's comment out the collection sorting. So here I can give something called separator. Okay, then I want to again print it out. Let's see what the thing is coming. So initially 6 element was there, 20, 30, 40, 50, 50 and 20, right? After that I have removed 4th element, which is that one. So here and added updated 0th element as 200 instead of 20, and also added one more element which is 70. So you could see now 20, right, then 30, 40, 50, one more, and one more 50 is removed, right, and then again 20 and then again additional 70. So that is the way you can do the operation for the array list parameter which will be required, okay, in the real time as well. Okay, then the next one is linked list. So linked list also will be having the same feature, but it is having one more feature called, it is double-ended queue, right? It is implementing the DQ interface. So this double-ended means it's open from the both side. So it can, right, add the data in the this side or this side, not like the array list, and also it can remove the data, it can update the data from the both sides. So that is the beauty of the linked list. Okay, so definitely it can contain duplicate value. Linked list class maintain intention order, right? So let's comment it out. So here instead of array list, I'm not changing the variable, so I'll be just changing the name here, linked list. Linked list, right? I need to import it. Now, so if you want to run it, same way it will run. It will not having any impact because I did not change the variable name, right? So same way it is coming. But what are the more thing will be coming here, right? So here instead of the here, if you al dot add, you could see there is a few more things coming. Add index, add fast, add last, right? If I want to add fast here, right? Suppose say 300. I want to add fast, so I can do it. So it is integer only, so no double quote, right? So let's remove add dot remove fast, right? So it will remove the first one, this 20. So that is the beauty of the linked list. So from the both side, right, remove first, remove last, additionally apart from that one, because it is double ended queue. So now if you want to run it, you could see, right, first is removing means 20 is got removed. Then I want to add 300 first, right? Okay, so 300, okay, sorry, remove first and then add first 300. Okay, and then 300 is getting updated, right? That is the, because set 200 I am changing it. So instead of that one, if you change to 203, then it will be working different way. Now you could see, so 300 will be there first, right? Then 30 and then 40, then fourth one means 3 means fourth variable 0 1 2 3, fourth is updating by 200, then 20, and then the last one is also getting added. You can also make it add last, remove first, remove last, like that. So that is the beauty of the linked list. So at least you can use it, but in case you want to do the operation from the both side, right, so you can use the linked list as well. But the problem is that it can contain the duplicate value as well. So in case you want unique way, right, so you have to always depend on the set and sorted set. So in case you don't want any unique thing, then definitely you can use array list in case you want to get the data in the same order, whatever order it will already added. And in case you want to do the operation from the both sides, so you can go with the linked list. In case you want unique way without any ordering, you can use hash set, but in case you want to use the unique value with the ordered way, you need to use the tree set in the Java collection framework. So as of now, any questions? I'll be covering hash set and tree set now. So the diagram is very crucial. So from the diagram itself, you need to correlate, right? So that is the reason. If you want to really clear on the thing, that collection will be very easy. Otherwise, it looks very complicated, guys. Now it might be simple, right? But whenever you are trying to understand, if you know the concept of the interface in the class, then it will be very easy. So already mentioned, right? 5 important interfaces, right? So list means whatever way ordered you are adding the value, so that will be there in the list, right? And it can contain duplicate value, right? But dequeues means both side ended queue, right? You can do the operation from the both side. Queue means the right I mean FIFO technique, right? First in first out of the LIFO technique it can contain. Set means it can contain the unique value, but it will not maintain any order. That is the reason sorted set will come here, which will contain the unique value, but it will still maintain the ordering, ascending order. And in the array list and the linked list also there is an option called sorting method available. So you need to call the collection, right? That one interface, and then with the help of sorting, right, you can do the sorting as well, apart from the same order, whatever order way you are adding the value. So that is the important concept here. So list you could see, array list is only implementing, right, list, but where linked list implementing both list and dequeue, so it is double ended queue as well as list. Tree set only hash set only implementing set interface, but tree set implementing sorted set, which is at the end also implementing the set interface. So that is the reason tree set is unique as well as it is sorted order, but hash set is unique but no sorted order. So now we'll go with the hash set. So where I will try to use the string instead of integer. So it will work with string and integer mostly, double as well. Here I will also use that Java loop, right? Enhance for loop. So here we have used only for loop. So let's try to create something called hash set. Yes, will be cap hash set. Here I need to give string a set equal to new hash set. You could see there is no size I am defining, right? Sorry. So that is the first line, you need to write it out. Import hash set from the Java util package. So those are the things commented out. Yeah, then I can define some value here. So hash set dot add, because you need to add the string here, right? So say Selenium, right? Similar way you can add something. So I can duplicate Selenium as well, right? Then I can have UFT, then I can have Tosca, right? Then I can have APM, right? I can have TestNG, like that, right? Then next thing is that here I will be using the enhance for loop. So in the for loop you already see you need to declare the for, then you need to start with integer, I equal to then size I plus plus, then you need to get I and then thing, right? But here I will be using enhance for loop. That is the another for loop, right? You already seen the for loop, while loop, do while loop. That is the another loop you will be learning here, which is the enhance for loop. So here simple way you will be just defining for, and write here whatever data type is already available, that data type you need to give it here string, right? Then you need to create one more object, suppose say object, and then you need to give the colon, and then you need to give the old variable for the hash set. So that is the logic. Then here you don't need to give it a double bracket, you simply so new variable. So that is the way new object variable is that. Simply you can print it out, all the element. You could see how easy is the enhance for loop. So here that will be the data type, corresponding data type from the wrapper class. You need to, in case it is integer, you need to give here int. Okay, it will be data type, not the class. But whenever defining that collection member, it will be a wrapper class, not the data type, because there is a object class concept, right? Wrapper class cannot do it, but loop here it can be kind of that data type. You could see now EFT, Tosca, TestNG, APM, Selenium is coming. So Selenium duplicate value is not coming. You could see here. Try to understand here, guys. So Selenium I have given 2 times, but it is only filtering 1 time, right? So with the help of the hash set, you can only get the unique value. It will not allow you to contain the duplicate value. No, hash set will not allow you. But you could see here there is no logic, means there is no ordering it is maintaining, but we have given Selenium first, it is coming here last. We have given UFT third, right? Here it is coming as a first, then Tosca, then APM, then testing is coming before, APM is coming after. So there is no logic in terms of printing the value or displaying the value in the console. No ordering it will follow, because it is a hash set. No ordering, but it will contain only unique value, right? So next time if you want to add some value or remove something, right, you can add it also here. So one add is already did it, right? HS dot remove, there is a method available. You can remove all as well if you want to remove everything. So suppose say I want to remove anything, right? So I need to keep that one. Suppose I need to remove APM. So that is the thing you need to give it. Has set dot replace no. Contains SQL. So this is the method, you can definitely check it. Remove already done. Size you can get it, right? Yeah, you can only add and remove the thing. Yeah. Now if you want to print it out, so these are the method already available. If you just press dot, all the method from the hash set, you could see now you could see that APM is not here, right? So it's removed and only 4 things is there, but no ordering. That is the problem of the hash set. Okay. But if you want to deal with tset, then that problem will solve. So I'll be, instead of hash set, I'll be covering with tset. So here, next slide, if you go the tset. So tset is one of the most important implementation of sorted set interface in Java that uses a T for storage. The object of the tset class are stored in ascending order. It also contains unique value element. It does not allow null element. Right. Now if you import the tset, right, you could see here. So now just simply if you run it, you could see it is an ascending order, means alphabetical order or numeric order. So alphabetical S, then T, then U, V, like that, right? Selenium, then TestNG, Tosca, and UFT, like that. Okay. So that is the way, right? You can deal with the hash set and tree set. Next thing is that, so can I convert any kind of collection to other way? Okay. Let's try to understand few of the important concept here. So let's try to comment this out. Let's try to take any array list here or linked list. So this is my array list. Yeah. So this is the line of code I have written for array list, right? Let's run it. Let's see. Oh, it is printing. Yeah, 20, 30, 40, same order. Then can I convert the array list into the other way, right? So let's see how I can convert it. So we have already defined, right? So now I will define one thing for hash set. So hash set. Here I will be giving integer again, right? Because that is the same type I need to give it. I'll be creating one more called hash set hs. That is my variable equal to new hash set. Set here, if you want to convert any other thing, right, you simply want to keep it called array list reference. So that is the simple way you can convert any array list to the his set, right? Now if you want to print it out hash set, right, you can just simply use the enhance for loop. Okay, so now it will only contain the unique for string. Here it will not be string, it will be integer data type. Okay, so in the enhance for loop it will be data type, but in the collection framework it will be always the relevant, right, wrapper class. Just do not miss it, right? Do not and also here give some duplicate value. Let's see how the duplicate value is changing, right, in the hash set. Now let's try to run it. Sorry, I can give some separator so that you can easily understand here. So here it will be 5 value 20, 20, 30, 40 and again 20, right? You could see. So 20 is 3 times. But whenever I'm same arrow list I'm converting to the hash set, you could see only the unique value is coming, right? But it is without any order. It does not maintain any order, right? But if I convert it to tree set, instead of hash set, tree set, right? So it will be in the ordered way. So that is the way, right, you can do it, 30, 20 and 40. Next one more thing, right, I will try to cover it here. So how can you convert a hash set, right, to a tree set? So this is the maybe set integer. So similar way, right? So say it's already tree set is there, right? If I want to convert it, to hash set. So here I can use hash set. Hash set. So you can change it to sorry. Let's okay. Let's give it here first. Let's cut it out. And again you can give a separator. Control C. So here instead of 8 you need to keep ages. So it will be another called T set, right? So that is the way again you can convert it simply. And if you don't want to use that loop also, if you want to just print it out, right, you can just simply use SYSO, then reset TS. Let's see how it is behaving now. So that is the way from one to another you can do it, right? Here you could see 5 element, but here 3 element, but without an ordering, because that is the hash set. And here T set we are able to give it, right? In case we simply want to print it out, it will be in the array format, but in the ordered way. So that is the way you can deal with like that, right? And suppose say hash set reset sometimes, right, it's really important that if you want to check whether that any kind of thing, right, especially for the searching it, right? So if you want to check whether anything is containing any value or not, so SYSO, then preset dot, there is a method, right, contains, you could see contains. So what thing I want to check, suppose say I want to check whether that's containing 40, right? So it will be giving me true because that 40 element is present here. So that is the way searching is very really important here, right? That is the way I can search is true. But in case I want to check 400, so definitely it is not there, right? It will be giving me false. So that is the way easily I can understand that whether that array or the linked list or hash set other things containing any particular value or not. So that is the way you can do the searching also, right? Manipulation, searching, deletion, removal, all this stuff you can do it. Okay. So one important topics I will try to cover it here in relation to the collection only, which is called hash map, right? So here you are already seeing that one dimension kind of stuff, but here hash map, which will be two kind of direction, means it will be not only having that one way, but it will be having two way. One is the index and one is the value. So in case I want to keep the simple example, right, telephone directory, where you will be having, right, a telephone number, and for each and every number there will be name, right, with whom it is belong to. So your number will be unique in nature because it cannot contain duplicate, right? Your number will be unique always, but your value means the name can be duplicate, right? Suppose a number, I mean a multiple person can have in the same name, but their number will be always unique because the number cannot be duplicate, right? Otherwise you cannot give the call to particular number, so it will be giving the call to all the number, and it will be violating the policy, right? Any kind of policy. So but Java also work that way, right, with the help of the hash map. So key and value pair, it is called key and value pair, right? So one object is used as a key, another object will call as a value. It can store different types. It can have string keys, string value. It can have integer key, integer value. It can have kind of string key, integer value, like that. Suppose say telephone directory, give an example, right, like that. So it is a kind of combination of integer and string. Suppose say in case I want to give a string combination, suppose say country, every country will be having any capital, so country will be unique, but capital can be duplicate, right? I mean I'm just giving an example. Okay, similarly suppose a state and the capital, right? State will be unique, but state capital can be duplicate, right? So that is called string and string. And integer, if I want to give the example called student roll number and their marks, right? So that is the thing. So student roll number also integer and their marks also integer. So that is the way you can do with that one, right? So key will be always unique, but your value can be duplicate. So we'll see here with the any format, maybe string also, right? Integer string and string integer you can do it. So we'll try to maybe or integer string like that. whatever way, just I can go into it. So I will be giving it integer and string. So that is the example. String thing already given, so I am not covering that one. I'll be going with the integer and string. So here I will be creating a hash map. So I'll be going with key value pair, that is called key and value pair. So integer, it is always the wrapper class, the string, right? And here it will be hash map h, or maybe I can create student. I want to store the student information, right? Student roll number and their name. So the variable I'm creating a student. New hash map. So same fashion only you need to create it. So I need to import that hash map from the Java util package. Then now how I'll be adding the data. So it is not the add method. The method will be different, something called put method. Dot put, put. You could see here you need to give the two thing, right? One is called integer key and that string value. It is already letting you know. So suppose say student roll number 1, that is integer, and name. Suppose say I can give as John, right? So student name can be roll number should be unique always, right? So say student roll number 3, name is also John. Student roll number 4, right? So say Monty. Say student roll number 7. Say Matthew, like that, right? So that is the way I can give it, right? Now the thing is that, right, I want to, if you want to simply print the value here, right, you can simply call that variable, so it will be giving you the value in the form of the array. You could see 1 equal to John, 3 equal to John, right, 4 equal to Monty, 7 equal to Matthew, in the form of array. Okay, now if I want to only print the keys, so I want to print the keys, only keys, not the value. So I can use some enhanced for loop for, so key, what is the data type, right? It's integer, so I need to create same way int I. Then here I need to call the variable student, because this is two dimension, I cannot directly call it, right? I need to use key set, that is the method. It is coming from the set interface. Then here I can print it out, the value of I. So it will be printing me the key, only keys, you could see. Then if you want to print the values, similar fashion you need to do it. 1 second. So it will be, instead of key, it will be student dot values, right? And here you need to, here instead of integer you need to do with string, some variable, string, say I1, right? And here you can print the I1. Let's try to run it now, see whether the values is coming here, right? You could see corresponding value is coming here. Now if you want to print both the values and key same time, so same way you can do it. So what's the thing, So key set will be there, and then here it will be printing the I. Then if you want to give some concatenation, if you want to separate with some spaces, then again concatenate, then student dot get of I corresponding value. Hopefully that should work. Let's see. Yes, you could see 1 John, 2 John, 3 John Monty, like that is the way you can do with that. So hash map is a kind of key and value indexing pair. So index and corresponding value, key and value pair. So it will only contain the unique key, but it can contain duplicate value. With the help of the put method, right, you can do it. And there is another method available called remove, replace, so you can use them also. So say student dot remove, right, you can see remove here. So I need to keep the indexing also. Suppose say I don't want to remove the index here. So say Monty I want to replace, so I want to keep that indexing. Then student, if you want to replace, right, integer key, integer key, suppose say 7, and then corresponding value I can give it, suppose say mark, like that. Let's see. mm, Student dot replace. Okay, so okay, sorry, it will be indexing, not that one. It will be index, so I can give suppose say 0th index. Hopefully it should work. Yeah, so not the value, you need to give the indexing. Based on the indexing, whatever way you proceed with launch, still error. And resolve method replace integer string is undefined. The has map integer and string. Let's see what it is calling. Replace, okay, that one I need to keep it, integer key and the string value. So now if I keep 3, and here if I give it mark, and if I give it here, it should work now. Replace, student dot replace mark. Why it is not taking? Proceed, say int method give it 2. Yeah, hopefully, because anyway 2 is removing, so only 3 element will be there, right? So 3 is cannot be able to find it, because after removing there are 4 element now, 0, 1, 2 and 3. Now I am removing 0, 2 second element, that is removing, so only 0, 1 and 2 will be there. So that is the reason it is not taking the third, it is showing the compilation error. Now it should work. Unresolved compilation error, undefined for the hash map integer string. Let's see what the problem is coming. I will see it later. Again still error is there. After commenting it out also is error is there. No, okay, fine. So some problem is coming with the replace. I need to see what's the problem with the replace. Okay, now you could see the remove too, right? Only three element is there here. Okay, 1437 after removing, right? It is working. No, two value is not there. So if I remove three here, let's see three. So it will be removed now because the value 2 was not present. Let's see. Yes, 3 is removed. Okay, so I need to keep that way only. So let's replace here also. Let's see if I want to replace Matthew with Mark. No, it is still not taking. Student dot replace. Integer key string old value, maybe that method will work. So integer key, what is the key? 4. What is the old method? Monty. Say what new one? Let's see. As and when I am just replacing it. No, it is not taking. I need to see why it is not taking. Add to cast to student. No. So that part is not working. Maybe I need to check with replace one for that has no. Otherwise, remaining thing is working smoothly. So that is the way you can deal with the hazmap as well, right? It should work, but I'm not sure why it is not working. So replace should work actually. Just few days back I have just tried to see. Okay, so it's a key and value pair combination, right? Where you can do with that like double and integer and especially string you can work with. You can have any kind of thing, right? Key value pair combination, but its key should be always unique in nature and the value can be duplicate, right? So you can simply print the value, only print the keys and as well as print the value and pair combinations, key and value pair combination as well. In case you want to use simply SYSO only, it will be giving in the array format, right? So yeah guys, any questions from the collection framework? It looks like easy, but it is not very easy guys. Okay, just you need to do practice couple of times, because in case you really want to work on the framework, right, sometime you need to use it, but that use is not so much easy. So in case one you gain the confidence and one you can understand the implication, right, for each and everything, then you can easily create it and use it, right? So first thing is that you need to understand one. Okay, and then you can just do the implementation. But in the interview also, right, I mean majority of the questions I already told, right, 70% question from Java will come from the input output collection framework, multi-threading and the JavaOps concept. That part I can guarantee. So you need to primarily, definitely whatever topics I am covering, each and every topic you need to learn it. But in case you are not able to interlink, right, that answer you are not able to given it correctly. So why the problem came in the string or array, and how we can do the thing, what the problem in the data type, why you need to convert to the wrapper class, right? All this stuff, what is the interface, what is the relevant abstract class, right? What is the methods available, how you can do the operation for the Java collection framework as well. So in case you are able to understand the concept, then you can easily recapture it. Okay, so that is the thing, you need to just go through one more two more time, but try to understand the logic whatever way I have demonstrated. Yeah guys, any questions? Okay. So the last important topics I'll be covering is which is Java multi-threading. So why multi-threading will be required? Because in case in the real time, right, you need to do the parallel operation, right, distributed testing, right, where you want to, instead of right doing operation one by one, right, I want to do it parallelly. Then only you, that concept you need to understand only, so that will help you to really doing it multiple operation at the same time. That is called concurrent execution, right, simultaneous execution. So what is multi-threading? In case you want to understand, right, from the example standpoint, say I already given, right, suppose say mm, you are having 20 sweets in a room, right, and you are the only person to eat all the sweets. So definitely your capacity is 5 or 6 or 10, so it will require 2 days time to eat all the sweets, right? But definitely I don't want to wait for 2 days time. I need to complete that thing within a couple of minutes only. So I can involve 5%. So 5% can take four sweets like that. So immediately 5% will take 5 sweets. As and when someone is completing, they will go for the next like that. So it is not like that every 5% works simultaneously. Some person can work faster, some person can work slower like that. So that is the way thread concept also lies, right? Instead of only one kind of processor, I'll be want to work with the multiple processor, right, processes, right, so that my execution will be faster, right, and definitely I'll be able to do it, right, with the help of the concurrent user. So multi-threading is a mechanism which allows concurrent execution of two or more parts of a program for maximum utilization of the CPU. Each part of such program is called thread. Thread are lightweight process within a process. Threads are independent, right? Not a single thread will be dependent. In case you are having 4%, right? Definitely they will not having dependency. As and when anybody is completing it, then they'll pick it up. If there occurs exceptions in one thread, it does not affect the other thread. It uses a shared memory area, right? So threads generally are kept in the, right, there is a option, right, called thread pool, right, where all the thread whatever you want to create it, it will be there, right? After that, right, they will be one second, yeah, it will be kept in the thread pool. After that there is a scheduler is there, right, which will see that what thread will go, what thread will be working like that. So that is the way it will be work, right? So thread can be created in the Java by two ways. So there is already thread class available, so with the help of the extending that class we can create a thread. Apart from that, there is a runnable interface available. With after implementing the runnable interface, you can also create a thread. So in case I want to talk about the thread lifecycle, there are 5 lifecycle: new, runnable, running, waiting, and dead. No, new means in this thread only, right? After implementing or extending a thread class runnable interface, just I am simply creating the thread only. It is called born thread. Runnables, it is whenever we are in the thread, whenever we are talking about the thread, right, there will be start method always. In case we are invoking the start method, right, the thread control will be given to the scheduler to finish the execution, and it will depend on the scheduler where to run the thread or not, whether to run it thread or not. Running means when the thread start execution, then the thread state from the runnable to running. The scheduler select one thread from the thread pool and it start execution in the application. Waiting, sometimes some of the thread can be waiting, right, because they are already dependent on some other job. Okay, suppose say I'm just giving some example. You are going to some invitation, right? So invitation, if you going, there will be some welcome drinks, there will be starter, there will be main course, there will be dessert like that, right? So definitely, right, if they are serving like that, they will not immediately giving the dessert. Suppose in case the person is finishing the main course, right? No, not that dessert, because they will go in some batches, right? So that is the way. Sometime the other person, whoever giving the only the dessert part, they have to wait, right, until everybody is completing their main course. Mostly that is the way it will be waiting status. And once the thread is completing the everything, right, we need to come in, remove them from the system. Otherwise they will utilize the memory, and definitely your CPU utilization will be more, and then your process will be, I mean, your system will be slow, right? That is the reason we need to, as and when it is a work completed, right, we need to terminate them, right? So after starting a thread, it cannot be never started again. If it is user is able to do so, it will be throwing the illegal thread stale exception error. So, so in system by default there will be one thread will be there, which is called the main thread, right? So how can I get the property of the main thread? So if I go here, current thread equal to new, sorry, thread dot current thread. So that is the way I can get the current thread. Now if I want to get the different properties of the current thread, right, I have to use it. So current thread ct dot get name, right, get id, get priority, all this stuff. Dot get priority, get state, right, is alive, is daemon, all this stuff. So that is the different thing we can check from the current thread. Okay, you could see, yeah, it is coming here, right? Main thread, then priority is 5, then state runnable, and then alive is true. Now if you want to change the thing, right, ct dot set, you could see you can set the name priority and set it to daemon thread. So daemon thread I'll be covering in the last topics. So daemon thread is nothing, right? With the help of that, in case any thread is dead, right, I can remove it from the system. I can just make it disabled so that it will not utilizing any memory. So that is the importance of the daemon thread, right? I can change the name here. Suppose I can change from the main to test, right? I can set the priority, set to. Now if you want to check the name and priority again, it will be changed now accordingly. So you could see enable, it's got changed to true, and it's also got changed to priority change to. So that is the way, right, I can work for the main default thread, which is the main thread. I can check the different properties, right? Now how you can create a thread, right? How you can create multiple thread. So first thing is that there is a two way. I need to extend the thread class, or I need to implement the runnable class. So here I need to extend thread class, and here I need to create a method for run. So that is the behavior of the thread. So I am not doing anything. That is the way you need to work with the thread. So here if you want to print something for the thread started to run, and here now we'll how we'll be creating the thread. So you need to take the class here, then you can create a thread t1 equal to new thread, right? Then now how you can insert the thread. So t1 dot start method, there is a start method available, right? As and when you are doing the start method, automatically thread will be running, and it will try to call the run method. So that is the difference between the normal class and the thread class. So you could see thread started to run. So it can only run only one time. So if you want to again run it, no, it will be throwing the error. Once it is run, you cannot run it again. Okay, you can see exception. But if you create one more thread, right, so that is the way you can just create one more thread, so that thread will be working. T1 dot start, after that you can do the operation. So you could see, right? So that is the way you can run. Now the next one is the daemon thread. So daemon thread is the low priority thread in context of JVM or Java Virtual Machine, which run in the background to perform tasks such as garbage collection, etc. They do not prevent the JVM from exiting even if the daemon thread itself is running. When all the user thread finish their execution, JVM terminates itself when all user thread finish their execution. So main objective is that in case only one thread is there, you cannot make it daemon because one thread is required to run your execution. So in case multiple thread is there, you can make remaining except one, this is daemon thread. So what will happen, the daemon thread will just abolish or destroy the remaining thread so that it will be freed up the thing. Why you need to destroy? Because in case your execution is over, definitely then you want to hold the space, right? So that daemon thread can be destroyed, right? So then how can you work with the daemon thread here? So here in the run class, right, you can keep something condition called if thread dot current thread dot is daemon, right? Then here I can see daemon thread is running, right? Else, one second, I need to give one more packet here. Else normal thread is running, right? Now here if you just try to run it, so nothing is daemon thread right here because it did not set anything as a daemon thread. So you can see normal thread is running, right? Then how you can set as a daemon thread? So after creating the object or instance, you need to set it to daemon. So t1 dot set daemon, right? You need to make it true so that now it will be thread. But in case only one thread is there, you cannot set it daemon. So in case at least you need to require one more thread, more than one. Now you could see t1 is starting means daemon thread is starting, right? That part is coming up and is normal thread is starting. But if you after running it, you cannot set it to daemon. So once it is run, no, it cannot do it. After getting the only thread, you need to make it daemon. Once it is start, it will be throwing the error. So always it should be like that only. Okay. So that is the concept of the normal thread and daemon thread. Then you already seen here, right? We are only kind of extending the thread class, right? But here instead of the thread class extension, I'll be implementing the runnable interface. So let's comment it out here. Okay, let's keep it here. Maybe I can create one more class called test thread. So here I'll be implementing the runnable interface. So I think I need to import it. Interface means I need to implement the unimplemented method, right? That is the method here. I can cut it and I can paste it here as well. Can remove the override. So here suppose say in case I can create a loop here, suppose say for loop integer I equal to 1, I less than equal to 10, I plus plus. Value of I. Then it's the interface, right? So you cannot create the object directly here, right? So first thing is that you need to create a, for the test study I can create instance here m1 equal to new test thread. Then again I need to call the thread class. Then I can create a instance for the thread t1 equal to new thread. Here I can give m1. Then I can call t1 dot start. So now that run thing will be starting here. Similar way you can create multiple object or instance, right? For the multiple thread you could see now it is coming and now it is right trying to hit that one. So that is the way, in case you want to deal with the thread, so that is the way you need to use it, so that multiple thread you can create it, so that your execution will be much faster with the help of the thread object reference. So that is the way in the real time whenever we'll be seeing that test ng, right, where we'll be seeing that we'll be changing the thread count and we'll be doing the parallel execution, so that multiple browser will open simultaneously, right, multiple test cases will be executed simultaneously like that. So that is the importance of the thread, guys. So I'll be recapturing one more time. After that, in case any question, I will take that forward. So as part of file class you can create the folder, you can create the file, right, you can check the file different properties, you can read the file, you can write the file as well. So Java collection framework is a framework where a lot of interfaces, classes and algorithms will be there, right. List will be having that same way, whatever order you will be doing, it's that way it will behave, but it will contain the duplicate value, right. Similarly array list and linked list will be double-ended queue as well, because it will also cover the DQ interface properties, right. Hash set will contain unique value, but it cannot contain any order because it's implementing set interface, whereas T set will contain the unique value and also it will contain the order because it is implementing sorted set, which are then implementing the set interface. And hasmap is nothing but kind of the key value pair, so where you will be adding the key which will be unique in nature, the value might be duplicated, it can be string string, integer string, or string integer, like that way. And multi-threading is the concept of running the execution for the with the help of the concurrent user or maybe multiple parts at the same time. So right, thread can be created with the help of thread class or the implementing the runnable interfaces. So multiple status will be there, like new, runnable, running, waiting and dead. After the thread is created, right, with the help of the daemon thread we can make them dead or remove them from the system, so that they will not use the system space and it will not slower the system performance, right. So by default system main thread will be there in the nature, at least one thread, right. You can create the multiple instances of the thread. So that's all from today's topics. Thank you.